Today we're trying to combo off with Phyrexian Processor in his storing. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds, and we got a wacky one this week. Last week, our winning card was Phyrexian Processor, so today we're heading to Historic to play Mono Green, almost, Phyrexian Processor Storm. So let's talk about Processor in this absurd pile of magic cards, jump into some games, see if we can actually pull off the combo. So we're built around this old artifact that recently came back as a retro artifact in the Brothers War, Phyrexian Processor. It's 4 mana. When it comes into play, you can pay any amount of life. So ideally, we'll be at 20. We'll pay down to 1 life, so 19 life paid. And then for 4 mana, we can tap it, and we make a Phyrexian minion token with power and toughness equal to the amount of life we paid. So it's risky. We go super low on life, but this gives us a way to make really huge creatures. So the easy way to play Processor is just be like a boring Death Shadow deck. Be like, haha, I played all my Death Shadows and Scourge of the Skyclaves, and then I played Processor and I paid my life and I hit you for a bunch of damage with my Death Shadow. But against the odds, it's not about doing the easiest thing with the card. It's about doing the most spectacular thing possible with the card, and we have a way more fun plan. The main synergy of our deck, Processor with Selvala, Heart of the Wilds. Selvala draws us some cards, but more importantly, its second ability, pay a green, tap it, you make mana equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. So let's say we make that 1919 Processor token. That means Selvala is going to tap to make 19 mana. So we hopefully do this. We make the huge token, we make 19 mana. Then our next step is to draw a ridiculous amount of cards and gain our life back. Inscription of Abundance gains us life equal to the greatest power among creatures we control. So we can pay down to 1 with Processor and then gain all that life back. Momentous Fall, Rishkar's expertise, draws cards equal to the greatest power among creatures we control. Or Momentous Fall, we gotta sacrifice it, but that's fine because we also gain a bunch of life. So ideally we have this 1919. We have Selvala for 19 mana, then we sacrifice the token to Momentous Fall and draw 19 cards, or cast a Rishkar's expertise to draw 19 cards. And then as we draw these 19 cards, we're gonna hit our Hydrix Tower Scouts, which for 3 mana come into play and untap a creature, which will be Selvala, so we can keep making that 19 mana again and again and again, and we draw through our entire deck. And then eventually, after we play all of our scouts and make all this mana, we either find Crackle with power to just burn our opponent out of the game, or if our opponent's a counter spell deck, Inferno of the Star Bounce, which is uncounterable, and we play it, we dump all of our mana into it and pump it to 20 power, and 20 our opponent directly, and have this huge dragon to win the game. So that's the plan of the deck. Processor, Selvala, draw a ton of cards, gain a ton of life, untap Selvala a bunch, eventually win with one of these red cards. Otherwise, a bunch of ramp to speeds things up, mana base, a bunch of MDFCs, sideboard, a bunch of protection and removal, and that is Mono Green. Almost. Phyrexian Processor Storm. I really wanted a mono green finisher, but I just couldn't find a good one. So that's why we splashed into red to actually have a way to finish the game after we did all of our shenanigans. And that is our Against the Odds deck for this week. So can we actually make this happen? Can we pull the ridiculous combo off? Let's find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap-up. Need some Brothers War cards? You can snag them from our awesome sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Against the Odds time. We are in Max Jank mode this week. We are playing Mono Green. Well, almost Mono Green. Mostly green is probably technically correct. Mostly green. Phyrexian Processor Storm? Hopefully it'll all make sense in the future. Well, let's play the land, play Topiary Stomper. I don't know if Delver's gonna be a good matchup, honestly. We'll grab the Mountain. We already got a bunch of green sources. Is the Delver flipping? Not yet. Fabled Passage and even more Delvers. I mean, they can get in for 1. Yep, down to 17. We draw land. In that case, I think we land untapped. Play Selvala, fight a Delver? Yeah, I don't think we can let both Delvers live here. And pass turn. Please don't flip Delvers. I mean, we have the Processor in hand, and we have enough mana to play and activate it. Opponent, Delver. Is it flipping? Not yet. So I'm for our opponent. They gotta have a bunch of removal, right? Fairy Seer. Maybe this is like a ninja deck? The question's gonna be, can we actually resolve a processor? Found it, one to the top, setting up the Delver flip. Pass. Ooh, Shatter Skull Smashing. Okay, this is pretty good. So I think we play processor. Actually, do we play processor? We need to be able to Shatter Skull Smashing at least the Delver. All right, play processor. See if our opponent counters. Wow, they do not. How far can we go without dying? So this is gonna flip 3, 4, down to 11. 10 is max greed mode here. That'll put us to 1 after the attack, and then we'll have to, we're dead in 2 attacks anyway. Yeah, all right, pay 10. Pass the turn. Opponent, gonna flip the Delver. All right, with a make disappear, goes to combat, hits us. Down to a 1. I mean, we knew that was happening. 1,000 Face Shadow, okay. Well, let's see if we can find our way to win from here. Make 4 mana. Processor. Make a 10/10. Draw a card. Untap. Ooh, there's Rishkar's Expertise. The thing is, we need to kill literally everything or kill our opponent. All right, so go to combat. Attack our opponent for 10. The opponent has a Brazen Borrower. Okay. I think this is still okay, though, because opponents tap down. So we get to make a 10/10. That's sweet. 5 and 5. First, we Abundance. Actually, let's first Shatter Skull Smashing. Oops. Shatter Skull Smashing. Kill you, kill you. And then Inscription with Kicker. 2 counters. Gain life. Fight you. Oh, I think we did it. So kill the Delver, go back up to 13. Pass the turn. Wow, this is kind of working. And opponent scoops it up. And opponent scoops it up. So we couldn't fully storm off because of our opponent's counters, but that was kind of a sweet win. The processor Zavala combo actually kind of paid off. So, I mean, we need removals and maybe defense grids if we can find room without ruining our combo. It's a lot of cards to bring in. So go down 1 Crackle with power. Inferno's probably going to be a better win con against a counter deck. Go down a couple of Scouts. We go down like 1 Stomper. 1 Rishkar's Expertise, maybe 2 Rishkar's Expertise, maybe go 2 defense grids, and yeah, let's go to 1 more Scout. Let's try it like that. Well, I mean, game 1 was sweet. We got to see the processor power, even if we didn't quite go through our entire deck, but I mean, that was a Delver deck with double Delver on turn 2, and we won, which is kind of shocking. Yeah, all right. I mean, we got Savalas. Could use something big to go with them, but this hand's fine. Inscription's sort of a removal spell. Wow, opponent starting with the tap land. So we do need to make sure that we don't let ninjas snowball. That's, oh, there's the processor. Ninja snowballing would be the worst outcome here. Elvish Mystic, go. Opponent, more tap lands. I mean, if we just get to curve into processor, life would be spectacular. Opponent, going to opt, sure. Well, play the land on red. And run out Zavala. Pass the turn. All right, tap out so we can process. Don't worry about it. Thinking about killing Zavala. All right, kill Zavala. Well, I mean, in this case, I think we go for it. Process, well, do we? You know what, let's Zavala again. And Elvish Mystic. Processor's so much better once we have Zavala out. Opponent casts a Lockqueen. Runs out an Ashy. Actually gets to draw a card. That's kind of obnoxious. Well, we will play a processor. Pay 15. Play another Llanowar Elves. And pass the turn. Well, let's see if we untap with our stuff. Next turn will be pretty good if none of our stuff dies. Combat, attacks. I mean, I think we just chump. Letting our opponent get a free Nashi Rip seems sketchy. Opponent looking at our processor. Brazen Borrower's a concern. Bouncing the processor would be super obnoxious. Opponent, Eye of the IE Tyrant. And, all right, kill Zavala again. Now let's play the land untapped. Make a 15/15. Gain 15, pass the turn. Yeah, our opponent being able to kill all over Savalas is super annoying. Opponent, a Twara. All right, really wants to get in this Nashi hit. Let's see how well they run. Our deck does have some good hits. Ooh, all right. Prosperous Thief and Valakut Awakening. All right, opponent, gonna draw a bunch of cards. Pitches most of their hand. I mean, at this point, unless they deal with a processor, we do get to keep making 15/15s. Actually, wouldn't mind drawing a land so we could Savala and processor, but we'll see. We'll see what our opponent has. Opponent, going to kill an Elvish Mystic. Sure. And passes. All right, we will just pass. Keep on processing. Heartless X the Elf, sure. Do they realize that we get to make a 15/15? Well, okay. Wow, all right, opponent. All in on trying to snowball this Nashi. How do they run this time? Valakut Awakening and Kaito. Goes with the Kaito. Okay. Draws a card. Plays a tap land, phases out. All right, well, we will pass the turn. Will you stop drawing removal for 2 seconds, opponent? Please, opponent goes to combat. Well, we will make a 15/15. Oh my goodness, they drew another one. No, no. This is the best Nashi running I've ever seen. Wow. Yeah, I think our opponent's got it now. Wow, straight. I have never seen Nashi be good, not once. Never, until now. I mean, it did take an absurd amount of removal spells in a row for our opponent to have a chance there. But now we're gonna scoop. There's no doing our thing at this point. Was it 4 in a row that our opponent peeled? That was pretty impressive. That was an impressive amount of chaining together removal spells. All right, run it back. We're on the play this game. Yeah, we got through like the first 10, but the second 10, that was a problem. I guess if you draw every removal spell ever, eventually it's going to be good. Kind of excited about this Brotherhood End. That might be able to get our opponent a bit here. Well, Valakut Awakening, go. Opponent. I don't know about these Fabled Passages. They do not seem very good. Opponent wants to be a curve-out deck, but they're playing a lot of tap lands early in the game for no very apparent reason. Do we just Stomping Grounds? Do we? Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's Stomping Grounds tapped. We'll hold on to the Smashing for now. There is a chance that we want to actually cast it. Opponent, Fairy Seer to scry, perhaps digging for lands. 2 to the top. And all right, so opponent does have a land and passes. Man, what do we do here? We really don't want our opponent to start ninjutsuing. If we spend the Smashing though, we don't have a land for next turn. But ninjutsuing is scary. Yeah, let's play this on green and just Brotherhood End. Not the most efficient way to kill a Fairy Seer, but it does get the job done. Opponent untaps. Plays a Castle Logwayne. Yeah, it's annoying that our opponent has ways to deal with the processor. That is the risk of processing runs out of Nashi. All right, so opponent's gonna try to do that again. Well, let's Topiary Stomper. Get a Forest. Play the Valakut Awakening. All right, opponent, let's see how good your Nashi is this time. As sooner or later, our opponent's got a whiff on this. It can't always be 10 out of 10, right? Savala in a Heartless Act. All right, so, I mean, pretty good. Opponent going to kill the Topiary Stomper. I mean, Nashi is pretty insane if you always hit 2 spells. and that's where we've been. Our opponent is always hitting 2 spells. Opponent, 2 to the bottom. All right, well, we are going to sadly spend our turn killing these 2 threats. Get rid of them both. I mean, we can't let this Nashi keep hitting us. And then we'll see if we can set up from here. Opponent untaps. Prosperous Thief. Well, we will play Savala. Play Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Opponent, Fabled Passage. I mean, we probably got to take this Prosperous Thief hit, unfortunately. Delver of Secrets. Opponent. Another removal spell. Now blocks, opponent gets a treasure. Definitely obnoxious. And opponent ops. To the top. And passes. Well, so much removal. What do we do? What do we do against removal tribal over there? Yeah, let's play another Savala. Pass the turn. Oh, come on now, opponent. Yeah. The amount of removal our opponents at has been tough to overcome. No blocks, gets a treasure. Plays a Kaido Suzuki. Yeah, this might be one of those cases where opponents just, hit so many removal spells. Phases out. Well, we'll play a processor. No. Oh, all right, opponents got it. Well, game 1 was super cool. Games 2 and games 3, our opponent had the most removal I've ever seen. Whew. Well, we'll get him next time. Against the odds time, we are, well, hopefully we draw a processor. We are in max jank mode this week. We are trying to pull off the mono green storm combo kill in Historic with Phyrexian Processor fueling the fun. So good news about this hand is we got a lot of mana. Bad news is we don't really have any payoffs at the moment. Elvish Mystic go. So Jingatha could be several things. So looks like mono red. Well, Elvish Mystic, also Elvish Mystic, also Shatter Skull Smashing. Oh, so the question's gonna be how low can we go with this processor without dying? Spire Bluff Canal, Symmetry, Sage, and gets in for 1. And another Soul Scar Mage. Oh, the moment of truth, the moment of truth. All right, so we play this. Phyrexian Processor. I mean, this might kill us, but yeah, let's go 10 and pass the turn. If we get to untap, we can gain life back with the Inscription. This deck can just deal so much damage. Are we dead? Steam Vent's untapped. Yeah, this is the riskiest. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, this is the riskiest matchup to be like, hey, let's spend 10 life. Oh my goodness. Okay, so opponent just had the. Sure. I mean, honestly, we probably would have been dead even if we didn't spend 10 life there. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky one. The ability to get down a processor without immediately dying is going to be a challenge. We'll go on 1 Crackle with power since our opponent has counters. We got 1 Stomper and maybe 1 Rishkar's expertise. Run it like that. Oh, yeah, you can see the downside of being like, take 10. I swear we're gonna make this work though. And it's gonna be sweet once it does. We're on the play. Yeah, we'd rather play against a little bit more dirtily of decks, I think. Yeah, Sand has too many scouts that we don't want in hand. All right, this we'll try. We will put the mountain to the bottom. Momentous Fall in the top Yuri Stomper is draw 4, gain 4. And Brotherhood End could be the reset we need to buy us enough time to do our stuff. We'll see. But I mean, for the matchup, this seems like a reasonable hand. Considering we're playing Mono Green Storm, mostly Green Storm. Yeah, Stomping Grounds go. Opponent plays a Den of the Bugbear. Well, I mean, in that case, I think we just Obliterating Bolt. Kill the Soul Scar Mage. Opponent did do some mulliganing, so like, hopefully don't have too many cards in hand. All right, Soul Scar Mage, Symmetry Sage. Well, Brotherhood End. Sweep them away. Expressive Iteration. I mean, that's a pretty good way to refill after your board gets Wrath. Draws a card. Do they find a land to exile? They do. Lava Guide Pathway and passes. Well, top Yuri Stomper. Forest. We really want a Momentous Fall. We'll see if we get the chance to resolve it, but draw 4, gain 4 would be so nice here. Opponent. Put that Jingatha in your hand. You know, you gotta get the companion. About it, devs. It is nice that Momentous Fall is instant speed. Also, top Yuri Stomper, there's not a big motivation to kill it because it can't attack yet anyway or block. So our opponent might not be in a rush to kill it immediately. It is unfortunate that our opponent had double Expressive Iteration, finds a mountain, plays the mountain. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Well, I mean, this is a window to draw some cards. We're gonna go for it. Sack the Stomper, draw 4, gain 4. Play the Elvish Mystic. Play the Stomping Grounds. This does mean our opponent gets to Arcanist. If they can pump it in Expressive Iteration, that's kind of bad for us. All right, play with fire kills the elf. And I assume plays with fire again. So at least there's not a reckless charge. I mean, I guess we can just Inferno and try to race. We'll see what our opponent does. Rise to the bottom. Hits us back down to 21. Mentor's Guidance to draw a couple of cards. To the bottom. Boy, opponent's drawn so many cards. I guess that's the reason to play this deck, because you just get to draw all the cards. The opponent plays a tap land passes. Well, I mean, Hero of Star Mounts. Hit you for 7. And pass the turn, see how bad it is. I mean, a 6/6 is big. That should be hard for our opponent to kill, right? Belmore. Well, maybe they'll just kill us. Wizard's Lightning pumps the dorks. Goes to combat attacks. Not big enough to recast the Wizard's Lightning, though. Expressive Iteration? Mentor's Guidance. To the bottom draws a card. So I guess they're looking for another Wizard's Lightning, most likely. They strike to the bottom every time about it. Oh my god, they do find another Wizard's Lightning. All right, so I mean, this is bad, although we should be able to Brotherhood end away our opponent's board. Down to 17. Well, Brotherhood end. Play the land. Phyrexian Processor. How low do we go? How low do we go? So I have the Den of the Bugbear. You know what? Let's just go 10. 13 is tempting because that's our opponent's life total. But if we spend 13, then we die to Den of the Bugbear. All right. Yep. Down to 7. Well, Processor down at a relatively high number. Ooh, so much burn, so much burn. Scries to the bottom, as is tradition. Are we gonna die to Den of the Bugbear? Possibly. Symmetry Sage. Could really use one of our life gain effects here. Oh, come on! Yeah, this matchup's a tough one to spend life on Processor. Next one. We'll get him next time. So janky. Against the odds time, we are trying to storm off with Phyrexian Processor. Phyrexian Processor, almost mono green storm, and we'll see. We will see. Yeah, let's just Shatter Skull. Actually, yeah, let's play it. Shatter Skull tapped. Chip the turn. Opponent Plains and Esper Sentinel. Well, I mean, I think we're going for the glory here. Phyrexian Processor. Opponent gets to draw a card. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, mother. Oh no. Mana Tithe. They Mana Tithe. Oh, yeah, we're dead. Okay, well, that's fair. I do love Mana Tithe. I like it less when we're getting Mana Tithe, but at this point, I think we're dead. Mana Tithe. Mana Tithe into Adelaine, into... All right, yep, you got us. You got us, humans, you got us. Randy! Oh, all right, Brotherhood and Obliterating Bolt in. Well, Defense Grid to fight Mana Tithe. Do we have to bring in Defense Grid against mono-white humans because they might Mana Tithe us? That would be a shame. Go down a couple of Scouts, maybe one Stomper, one Rishkar's Expertise, and one Crackle with Power? Let's try it like that. So the good news is I think we're gonna die there anyway. With that, even if we resolve the Processor, the Adelaine was probably gonna kill us. So we need to somehow, well, we'll see. All right, we'll try this. We got the Savala, which is good, and we got Brotherhood End, which we'll see if we can ever cast it, but, well, land go. Would not mind drawing an untap land for Savala. That would be the best. Opponent Plains. Well, okay. Forest, Savala, go. Hopefully the fun begins. Opponent, Lair the Hydra, and Catilda. Does not get to draw a card. Tap this for green. Play the Scout. Untap Savala, draw a card. Tap this for green. Topiary Stomper. Take the land first. Get a mountain. Okay, this is going much better. Draw a card. And yeah, let's play Valakut Awakening. So we have another red source. All right, pass the turn. This is a much better start. Opponent plays a land. Thalia, that's fine. We weren't really planning on casting a non-creature this turn anyway. Opponent passes. So Vala, red mana. Actually, we should do this in a different... Well, should we play Stomper? No. Let's just Inferno. Draw a card. attacking. Pump Inferno. All right, kills the scout, that's fine. That is fine. Can you kill the Inferno of... Wow, the Saval is going off. We haven't run the processor, but we are doing things. Opponent needs a way to answer this Inferno or they are in trouble. Esper Sentinel, sure. No one's going to be drawing cards now that we got this Inferno. Unless we draw a processor. Opponent going to do some pumping. Sure. Can we win this turn? I feel like we can. We can just pump this Inferno enough. Adelaide, sure. I mean, we just have the best... Oh my god, okay. Add 6 red. Play a scout. And an opponent scoops it up. Oh yes. That was super duper lethal. Well, that was sweet. So we didn't get to processor, but that was a cool game. Like, you got to see some of the synergies that we're trying to get going with this scout untapping. You'd see the cool things that the deck wants to do when it actually gets a chance. Now we got to do it with our opponent on the play, which I think is probably going to mean us, well, either doing that again and just going off, or drawing Brothers at End would be helpful. Well, we got a Brothers at End. We're going to keep this. Opponent. Land and passes. Ooh, even more lands. Oh, Stomping Grounds tap. Go. I mean, we can at some point maybe use Valakut Awakening to filter. Well, Stomper's not the worst. Play the Forest, pass the turn. Land. Harkon of Amiria. That's not nice, opponent. Huh. Oh, play the land. Oh, I'm so bad at Magic. Collected Company. This does more than just hex our spells. All right. Well, we still got the Brothers at End, so we're okay. But that was definitely a punt. So we wanted to get down the Stomper there. We will Brotherhood End. Sweep the board. Play the land. Yeah, we should have a Stomper down and an extra land for this Inferno. Opponent, Lair the Hydra passes. Well, play Stomper. This is probably a second Coco, which is pretty sketchy for us. Grab a Forest. Play the Stomping Grounds. Hope for no Coco. Oh, whiff. Archon, Ranger, Captain of Eos. Yeah, it's a giant killer. Opponent, land, Esper Sentinel, attacking. Yeah, we can't block yet. Does our opponent realize that? They do. All right, down to 13. Oh, even more lands. Golly gee. Play the land. Go to combat. Get in with Topiary Stomper. We're at 13. If they kill this and then fire up this, we're gonna die. Yeah, so I guess we gotta play Inferno. It's gonna die, unfortunately, but we don't really have a choice. All right, pass the turn. About it. Giant killer. Yep. We had to do that or else we just were literally dead on board. There's a giant killer getting in with the flyer. Hitting us. Sure, down to 11. Obliterating Bolt. Obliterate the Archon. Pay the 1. I mean, if our opponent has third Coco, we're just kind of out of luck. Takes the beats. Well, we will Valakut Awakening. Everything to the bottom. All right, playing Elvish Mystic, pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's just pass. See what our opponent does. Untaps. Portable Hole. Okay, that can get the Elf, but it can't get the Stomper. Thalia. Catilda. Opponent runs it all out. They don't have the mana to tap, though, right? So they just got to pass. Valakut Recovery. Oh, we're just short. We're just short on having enough mana to do it all. We will Rishkar's Expertise. Opponent sadly gets to draw a card, but we get to draw many cards. Oh, they're going to tap the Stomper. Yeah. So we will put a Tower Scout into play. Untap the Stomper. Play a land or Elves. Hit you with the Stomper. Opponent attacks! I got all the mana in the world thanks to this Catilda. 2 cards in hand. What are they? How bad are they for us? 8 of the lead. Pretty good. And Outland Liberator. Oh, opponent just passes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Valakut Recovery. Brotherhood's End. Pay the 1. Am I missing something that ruins our day here? Brotherhood's End. 3 damage to everything. Play the land. Play the Elvish Mystic. Actually, no, let's attack. If they want to block with Adeline, I think we are okay with that here. Opponent takes it to 4. Okay, opponent passes. Oh my god, Momentous Fall. Momentous Fall's huge, huge, huge. Attack with the Stomper. Are we gonna win this? Are we beating Randy? Opponent fires up the Lair of the Hydra. I mean, we will Momentous Fall here. Blocks and blocks. Actually, do we Momentous Fall? So we kill the Adeline. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna Momentous Fall. We're gonna kill Adeline. Then we're gonna pay a Processor. Pay 10 life. Pass the turn. Opponent land. Another Adeline. This doesn't beat us though. We're still okay because we can process and make a 10-10. I think we're actually gonna win a match. Not the most spectacular win, but opponent fires up Lair of the Hydra. Swings, makes a 1-1. Well, we will make a 10-10. Block and block. Opponent blocks. Momentous Fall. Draw 10, gain 10. Play a land. Play a Llanowar Elves. Play a Zavala. Pass the turn. Back up to 11. Opponent. Ranger Captain the Eos. Pretty good, pretty good. Actually gets to draw a card off of it too. The problem for our opponent is if they keep playing this out, we're gonna go off. We got the Zavala now, so we have the mana. Esper Sentinel. Let's see if they sack their Ranger Captain. Aww, all right. Elite Spellbinder. I mean, I guess we have enough mana that we'll survive this. Sure. Sure. Oh, scoops it up. Well, that is a win. That is a win against the aggro deck, against the Adeline. We actually got a win. It would have been sweet if we could have stuck it out for another second. Like this turn, we pay 4, make a 10-10. We draw a card with Zavala. Zavala taps for 9 mana. Then we can Momentous Fall or Inscription to gain a ridiculous amount of life, to draw a ton of cards, hopefully find a way to untap Zavala, keep going through the chain until we play another Processor and make a 30-30, and eventually Crackle with Power for infinite to win the game. Oh, I mean, we did it. We pulled it off. Our opponent just scooped, but that was actually sweet. That was sweet. It is possible for us to process our way to a victory, but we can do better. We can do better. Against the odds time, we are playing some more mono green Processor Storm, and this sounds fine. We got the Zavala at least, and a bunch of ramp, which is good. Well, get down the Mystic. We really need to find the Processor. Blood Crypt. Are we pushing the Elf opponent? We are. Okay. Yeah. This. Oh, another Tower Scout. We really need a green source. We can't do much until we find another green source. All right, Thought Seize. Ooh, they can Thought Seize the land here. The downside of the MDFCs. Zavala's, okay, they take the land. Well, I guess that's sort of okay because we need a green source anyway. Cool, all right, there's the green source. Play it, bro. Now Zavala. All right, I mean, if we get to untap here, we can do things. We can do some little scout things. We're not very close to comboing at the moment. Opponent, okay, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Well, this is gonna be kind of a cute turn. Make mana with Zavala. Play a scout. Untap Zavala, draw a card. And now we have a bigger creature, which is nice. So now Zavala is making 2 mana. So we can't play the Elf and another Scout. This Crackle with Power could end up being decent at some point. Make Zavala mana, play another Scout, untap Zavala, and then run out of tap land. I mean, we kind of have a big board here. We might as well hit our opponent with Zavala. I guess we're on the beatdown plan. We are not very close to comboing, but we do have 8 power, and our opponent's at 14. Opponent pitches some land, and we also have this Crackle with Power, which right now is 5, but we could get it up to 10. Season Pyromancer. Discard some what? Wow, so many lands. Opponent discarded 4 lands this turn. Maybe flooding a bit. And pass. Oh, Momentous Fall. That's actually pretty sweet. That can let us refuel. We probably might as well just attack first, though. Go attacking. If our opponent blocks in a way we don't like, we can just sack a Scout. Unfortunately, our opponent knows about this. Oh, all right. Opponent's gonna take it down to 8. I was gonna say, unfortunately, our opponent knows about the Crackle with Power, so they probably got to play around it, but maybe they just won't play around it. Yeah, let's Momentous Fall. Draw 3, gain 3. Sack a Scout. Well, there's the Processor. Play the tap land. Play the Elvish Mystic. go. We might actually just be winning too fast for the processor here. Chandra. Oh, they're gonna kill Saval, aren't they? Yeah. Alright, well, we can't win with Crackle this turn then. Getting in, makes a treasure, and Blood Tithe Harvester. Another momentous fall. Well, that's just Rishkar's expertise. It would be nice if we had the processor going, but our opponent's board's getting scary here. Yeah, Rishkar's expertise. I mean, I think we're just in on trying to ramp into this Crackle with power kill. Top Aries Stomper. Get a land. Play a tap land. Go attacking. I mean, our opponent has to block unless it... Okay, opponent just has no fear of this Crackle. All right, I mean, they know what's in our hand. I'm so confused. Maybe they have a Thoughtseize. Inquisition, wow, they could have cast the, this is the weirdest choices I've ever seen. The Inquisition could have taken the lethal Crackle with power. Does our opponent just not know what Crackle does? What is happening? Why is our opponent not afraid of lethal damage about it? All right, gonna rather board, doing their shenanigans with reflection, hits us, but we're still at 15. Do you have a Thoughtseize? Counter somehow? What is... Okay, Blood Tithe Harvester, sure. And Crackle, yeah, I guess. I don't know why our opponent... I don't know. I don't understand. Crackle X2. Well, I guess we could shoot other things, but it doesn't really matter. Do you have some answer that makes no sense? No. All right, fair enough. You don't have to play around the cards you know are in your opponent's hand. There's no rule that says you have to play around Crackle with power, which is lethal. And our opponent took the don't play around it choice. Very, very strange. Well, we will bring in a bit of removal. Trim some scouts, trim a Rishkar's expertise. Yeah, one Crackle, maybe. Actually, let's cut the Inferno. Our opponent doesn't have counters. Inferno dies to removal. Let's run it like that. Well, we gotta win. Wins are fine, but that wasn't that spectacular. This is one of those decks where we're really going for the spectacular thing. Ooh, that's a fast processor. Okay, this we will keep. This we will keep. About it. I was excited about a fast processor, but now we're getting Thoughtseize. I'm gonna stop trying to figure out their decisions because they take the Llanowar. Okay, I mean, Llanowar that's logical. That slows us down if they don't have a removal spell. Opponent, land and go. Well, play the land and pass the turn. Opponent, land and Liliana. Discard Crackle. That's a ways away from being good. Opponent pitches Liliana. Well, we get to start ramping. Can we erase this Liliana, though, is the question. Like, there is a risk that our opponent can just ultimate this, because we can't attack with Stomper for a minute. We need to pressure enough that our opponent has to tick down Liliana, I think. Trying to figure out what to do with that Liliana. Seasoned Pyro. Ugh, so many blockers. Seasoned Pyromancer. Wow, okay, pitches 2 lands. Not so many blockers, that helps. What are we doing? Lily ticking up. Yeah, let's get rid of Valakut Awakening. Opponent, pitches a Thoughtseize. Plays a land. So we can't process yet. We gotta get down the Stomper, because we need to turn on the Stompers. Because we gotta be able to attack this Liliana before ultimates, or our life gets very bad. This might be enough to make, our opponent knows we have the land, so now they might have to take down Lily. And if they do, then we can get down a processor at a pretty high life total. About it. All right, going to tick down. So we'll sack a Stomper. Now let's see what else they have. Thoughtseize would be sad. We really want this processor. Fable of the Mia Breaker. Well, okay. Play Beseju, turn on the Stomper, attack the Lily. Killing Lily would be good. Killing both creatures is okay. Killing both creatures is also good. All right, we will trade off processor for... So they have a creature land. They're gonna have a Fable. Let's go 12. I think 12 is fine. 12 is enough that we get a very big token, but also not enough that we die in 2 Den of the Bugbear attacks. Kind of. If we don't have any blockers, we could still die in 2, but we should have blockers. So it should be enough that we're not at immediate risk of dying, but still can make a token big enough to do our shenanigans. About it. We're gonna kill our elf.
Your friend.
Looking at the processor. So what we really want is a way to gain life. Inscription, Momentous Fall, any Rishkar's expertise doesn't gain life, but it finds us life gain. Anything that works with a 12/12 is gonna be what we want to draw here. Den of the Bugbear. Opponent hits us down to 4. Well, all right, Scout isn't great, but it is a blocker. And it's cheap enough that we can still process, so run out the Scout, pass the turn. We can make the token at instant speed. We're like a top deck away from doing cool things. This might be our time to mono green Storm. If we can draw some card draw on life gain. Blood Tithe Harvester. Sure. That is annoying with the reflection. All right, passes. Well, we'll make it 12-12. Untap. Another processor. Yeah, I think we better stay on defense. We're still in a fragile spot where we are. Oh, no. Okay. Are we dead? They fire up 10 of the Bugbear. They swing with everything. We make it 12-12. We block then. We block there. What? Oh, okay. Opponent's going to copy Blood Tithe Harvester. I think we were dead if our opponent just fired up Den of the Bugbear and swung with everything. I think we die. Block here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I guess they don't know that our hand is Phyrexian Processor, although they could have ticked up Lily to find out. Well, we will take not being dead. This gives us, we have 1 turn. We have 1 turn to top deck something. So opponent's gonna kill the Scout. I mean, this is assuming our opponent's card in hand is not a removal spell for our Phyrexian token. All right, another Blood Tithe Harvester. Well, not dead yet. Opponent, picking up the Lily. This draw has to be the draw. We're running out of time. So make it 12-12, untap. Oh my God, okay, Momentous Fall. That is about as much as we could hope for. Go to combat, attack Lily. So we get to draw 12, gain 12? Not bad, not bad. Opponent going to block. Well, let's Momentous Fall. Draw 12, gain 12. We hit a Brotherhood End, which is, I mean, I guess we have 16 life now, so we're not immediately dead anyway, but we can sweep the board, get rid of Lily and all the creatures. Brotherhood End actually pretty good. Elvish Mystic, go. Discard some lands, some mana sources. Yeah, land and elf is fine. So if we untap, we got the Savala. Wow, we're actually pretty close to storming here. We might actually get to see the storm kill. Opponent passes. Well, play Savala. Play an elf. Play a Stomping Grounds and pass the turn. I mean, with this hand, if we untap with Savala, we should be able to combo next turn, I think. Opponent, Seasoned Pyromancer, sure. Not big enough to draw. Well, yeah, opponent's tap down. Make it 12-12. Draw a card. This processor could matter because we can gain a bunch of life now. So we can gain a bunch of life and then play an even bigger processor. Well, let's see what our opponent does. Opponent needs removal. They need removal. They need a wrath. They need something, or we might actually combo Chandra. Oh, okay, takes up for mana. And blood. Okay, this is it. This is our chance. This is our chance. Can we complete the combo? Opponent passes. We draw a land. We play the land. So, actually, we probably just make Savala mana. Make a bunch of red and green. So we get to make 11 extra mana here. Yes. So we make 11. We Momentous Fall. Sack the 12-12. Gain 12. Draw 12. We have a Scout. All right, so Phyrexian Processor number 2. This time, we're going to pay a lot of life. Let's pay 22, go down to 6. And now we make a 22-22. Oh, this is a mostly green storm kill. All right, 22-22. Draw a card with Savala. Play a Scout, wherever it is in our hand. Untap Savala. Now, Savala taps for 21 mana. I mean, we could keep doing more things, but our opponent's sitting through this, so let's be respectful and just crackle them for 20. And I guess we might as well shoot down their stuff too, just to let them know we could. Yes! That is the mono green storm kill. That was actually really good. Okay, so it is possible. It is possible to storm off. We could have kept going, but we don't want to BM our opponent. So, all right, somehow, some way, we found our way past Rakdos. One of the best decks in the format. Mono green storm. Sweet, sweet, sweet. against the odds time. We are doing some more almost mono green processor storming. We will play first. No green mana. Yeah, I think we got a mulligan that one. All right, well, this we can keep. Put the untapper to the bottom. Yeah, Pathway on green and Elvish Mystic. Go, opponent did some mulliganing, which probably works in our favor. Oh boy, mono green. Oh, mono green devotion is scary even on the mulligan. Stomping Grounds. Hit you for 1. Boom. Who's the aggro now, Donkey Fist? Opponent, Forest, and Guardian Idol. Oh, well, it's a processor. You know what? I think we go all the way. Okay, here's my theory. We could go 15. We want to go as far as possible. We're going to go 19. Yes, this does mean that our opponent can kill us with Guardian Idol, but I don't think they will. Because if your opponent puts themselves to 1 life with obvious lethal on board, why would they do that? Why would they possibly go to 1 life if they were just going to die on the backswing? So let's see if our opponent fires it up. If they don't, then we get to gain all the life back in the future with this inscription, and we're in good Mind Stone. Okay. No. It worked. It worked. Okay, so now we can make a 1919. I can't. Honestly, I know you got to put on the trick is confidence. You just got to put on the confident face and go for it. I know we were being confident there, but that should not have actually worked. Also, this processor is now big enough to just kill our opponent in 1 attack. The opponent going to Field of Ruin us. Sure, well, we will tap this mana. This is actually kind of good for us because now we can leave the elf up too and make the 1919. So if our opponent does have removal, we have 2 blockers. Well, yeah, let's do a little processing. That's a 1919. Wow, you really should have killed us with that Guardian Idol. Opponent plays a Forest and Misa. I still can't believe that bluff worked. All right, opponent, land over elves, sure. And what? Untaps the land. You just got, it's all about confidence. I always said that when I was playing music. Like, I can't sing. Like, I'm not a singer. You just gotta go up on stage and be confident, and people buy it. Magic's kind of the same way. You just gotta go to 1 life confidently with a Guardian Idol presenting lethal on board, and the confidence gets people. That gets them. All right, so I think we could use some card draw. We also would like to gain a bit of life. The question is, do we kick this inscription or do we just gain the life? Yeah, let's just gain the life. Go back up to 20. I think this is best, so we go up to 20. This lets us play the smashing untapped, and now we can just make another 1919. I mean, this is the Abyss. Our opponent cannot take a hit from these 1919 Phyrexians for the rest of the game or they die. Gonna block with an elf. Sure, opponent does have a lot of mana. Something like Ugin would be a bit problematic. Untaps and so 12-ish. Ooh, World Breaker. Oh no, our processor. All right, well, make the 1919. Really need some card draw. Rishkar's Expertise, Momentous Fall. One of those would be so good. Then we might actually be able to combo. Although we need the Savala too. Opponent passes. Elf. All right, well, Topiary Stomper, get him out in. How big of a deal is Nissa ultimating? Like, do we attack the Nissa now? I mean, our opponent's got to block both, right? Yeah, let's just keep going face. So our opponent has to block and block. I mean, I guess attacking our opponent minimizes the amount of damage the Nissa can do because our opponent's gonna have to block with the lands. Those are some nice looking lands. Not a big fan of New Border lands, but wow, those ones look really sweet. Opponent blocks with the World Breaker, interesting, and a Forest. Well, that's not bad. Getting rid of World Breaker means Inferno might be able to snipe this Nissa if we need it to. Tapping, untapping. Bearby's freaking out about something. Well, Elvish Mystic. I mean, we're kind of winning, but I don't really want to win. I want to combo. Ooh, Golos. That's interesting and also frightening. Oh, Cascading Cataracts. That's kind of big for our opponent. That's indestructible. So now our opponent has an infinite blocker for one of the 1919s. Come on, card draw. We really, really want some card draw. Another Guardian Idol. Oh, remember back on turn 3 when we could have been dead to that. I guess we Inferno. and hit the Nissa. So what are we worried about? Is like Golo spinning into Ugin and just wrathing? That would be very sad. Well, there's the Inferno. Pump it. Nissa down to 1, but not lethal. I guess we can just swing everything? Yeah, let's play the land tap. That's a red source for the future. So this hits Nissa to 1. And then if we swing everything else at Nissa, we guarantee getting off the battlefield and we lose an elf. Yeah, seems worth it. All right, everything in Nissa. Even with Nissa down, our opponent does still have the mana to spin Golos. Maybe was this a mistake? Should we have swung everything at our opponent to make them block with Golos or a land? But then they have Nissa. Yeah, I think this is right. All right, well, Nissa down. Let's see what Golos says. Opponent needs a good spin, and we need card draw. I mean, spin it to win it, right? Oh. Flex. Okay, so this lets our opponent spin into a Planeswalker Ultimate maybe next turn. Oh, Rishkar's Expertise. Okay, that is the draw we wanted. We will cast that. We will draw 19 cards because we have a 1919. We will put what into play? We can't fully combo this turn. Wow, no Savala. 19 cards, no Savala. Yeah, we can Inscription and pay the kicker to fight the Golos? So 2 counters on a token, gain life, fight the Golos to stop the spin. I mean, next turn we should be able to win. Play the land, play the Mystic. So this gets rid of the Vorinclex too. Our opponent has to block with Vorinclex. Opponent blocks. We discard a lot of cards to hand size. Opponent goes to 13. Well, okay, we will discard 9. I can't believe we didn't hit a Savala. That is unfortunate. So maybe we end up with the beatdown win? All right, well, discard it. Although we're playing with house money. We're playing with house money because of that bluff. So we will take any win, considering what could have, should have, would have happened. I still can't believe that worked. Confidence, I'm telling you. Gotta run it out there confidently. Scout doesn't do much. Well, we will kick in Inscription. We will gain a bit of life. We will grow a Phyrexian. Kill your forest. I can't believe our opponent has not given up yet either. Make some mana. Wait, are they gonna fire up the Guardian Idol? That would show that our opponent does know Guardian Idol can become a creature. Oh, they're gonna get back the World Breaker, I think. All right, yup, gets back the World Breaker. We go to 59, and, I mean, attack for lethal? Fires off the gun, they do know it can become a creature. Oh, that bluff. Oh, that is my favorite thing ever. 1 life. No fear. Pump the Inferno, pump the Inferno, pump the Inferno. Hit ya for lethal. And that is how you confidently bluff your way to 1 life and get paid off. Wow. So what did we learn this week about mono green almost Phyrexian Processor Storm? First off, we ended up losing that last match. The second and third games, we just got Ugin'd on like turn 4, turn 5 and didn't do anything. So didn't really see the point in showing them, but I did want to show off that super sweet confidence bluff that actually worked. So record wise, honestly, the deck wasn't very good. We won 20% of the time overall with the deck out of 10 matches. So you got to see every single win that we pulled off with the deck. And there were some other brutal losses thrown in as well. So the deck, it obviously isn't super competitive. We need a lot of things to go right. We need Savala to stick. We need Processor to stick. We need to have the card draw in hand. We need our opponent not to have disruption. But we did get to see what happens when it goes off, and it is pretty spectacular. When it actually comes together, that 20% of the time, it is a absolutely glorious win where we have these huge creatures, and we draw through our entire deck, and we gain a ridiculous amount of life, and then win the game with this one huge finish. So I really love how the deck turned out. Obviously, if your goal is to win a lot, don't play this deck. It's a janky meme deck that does really funny things when it works, but most of the time it just doesn't work and you get crushed. So if your goal is to rank up or whatever, don't spend your wild cards on this. But the deck is really hilarious when it works, and it does do some really cool things. Phyrexian Processor, we really got to see the good and the bad of it. We got to see its combo potential. We also just got to see that sometimes you pay 19 life and 19/19s just take over the game. We also got to see the downside that sometimes you pay 19 life and you just die. Your opponent just kills you on the backswing like happened against Wizards. Or sometimes you pay a ton of life and then your opponent's like, hey, guess what? I got a Fatal Push. And they Fatal Push your token and you spend 8 mana in most of your life for something to die to a 1 mana removal spell. So it is the epitome of super high risk and like kind of high reward, I guess. So anyway, that's Mono Green Almost Phyrexian Processor Storm. The deck's really wonky. When it works, it's hilarious, but it only works about 20% of the time. 20% of the time it works every time, as they say. That's been our Against the Odds for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the insanity, and I will talk to you soon.